And here we are now, and we're at the crossroads, really. Pag, Sveti Juri, and Zaton. The only question is, which one is closest to the pub?
For 1 hour.
1 hour? I feel deceived. I came here to just eat lamb and drink good wine, and here I am in the middle of nowhere, 1 hour from the pub. What kind of destination is this? Cafe life in Dalmatia, the most relaxing way to spend the day. And we're here in the historic town of Pag for a couple of days exploring. I'm looking forward to a very relaxing time checking out the cheese, the lamb, the salt, all the heritage, and just relaxing in this idyllic spot.
Welcome to Pag. Pag is the island that has 3 protected denomination origin products: Paški sir cheese, Pag salt and Pag lamb, and also Pag lace protected under UNESCO. And maybe your first impression when you were coming to Pag was like nothing can succeed here because of this rocky environment and this very harsh landscape, but we really have a lot of nice stories to tell and a lot of nice products to offer and a lot of nice things to show. So come to Pag to explore all those beautiful things that we have.
It's 14 years since Anthony Bourdain came to Croatia on his famous No Reservations show that really highlighted Croatian gastronomy in a way that I've never seen before or since. And he talked about world-class wine, world-class food, and world-class cheese. And we've managed to track down the world-class cheese. We're at Paški Sirana, just outside the town of Pag. And we're here with the lovely Martina, who's here from the factory. Tell us a little bit, first of all, about what makes Pag cheese so special. This is a very harsh environment. You have a lot of, very famous for your lamb and everything else. You have 40,000 sheep.
Yes.
And only 8,000 inhabitants, 5
Yes.
to 1. Tell us a little bit about the actual quality, first of all, and then we'll talk about the production process.
Yes, many people ask us what is the secret of this cheese, why so special, why so awarded, why so famous. I always like to say that there's no big secret in the production process. The secret of this cheese is because it contains the essence of this island in itself. This rocky environment with a little grass that grows on the island, but this grass that grows on the island of Pag is very special. It's full of aromatic herbs like sage, lavender, like immortelle, and many more aromatic herbs, and also salt, which is brought by the strong wind bura that we are very famous for.
Yeah.
And our Pag sheep eats that kind of grass, licks those salty stones, and that is what makes her milk.
Okay.
And in that way cheese so special. So the secret of Paški sir cheese is in the island of Pag.
And it's the only cheese factory I've ever been to, if you look over here, that's also selling chocolate cake.
Yes.
What's going on here?
Many children, when they come here, they say, this one is with chocolate, but it's not, but a good idea. It's a 100% cow's milk cheese, Primorac.
Okay.
And this herbal cream with which we, while aging, we put herbal cream on our cheeses, cow's milk cheeses, on Paški sir cheese, traditionally oil. So this herbal cream is of chocolate brown color,
Okay.
just to differentiate from this other cow's milk cheese named Trappist.
And so Paški Sirana was the first proper factory bringing technology to the island. And they have 3,000 of their own sheep, which provides about 15% of your needs. And the rest of it they're buying from local families elsewhere on the island. And just to give you an idea of the quality and the price, a litre or a kilo of sheep milk, which they buy elsewhere, is €3 a litre. And for one of these big blocks, it's about €21 just for the raw material of the milk. And so this is really high quality, and no wonder Bourdain was really impressed. I really like it. Yeah. I love paprika as well, so I'll give it a try.
Paprika is very good with beer. It goes very well with
That's
beer.
probably why I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mediterranean, I love it also because it's a little bit funky. It's very aromatic. So it's very nice.
No.
I always say to the people, Pashki sir cheese, it's not a cheese that you eat every day.
Yeah.
You eat it in special occasions,
Yeah.
when something is important,
Yeah.
important days of life.
This is a great sales pitch. Part of the magic of Croatian tourism is small providers offering unique services, upholding the traditions of centuries from their families. And today we're in Miškovići, which is the first village as you cross the bridge onto the island of Pag. On the right-hand side, we have the newest member of the Pag Cheese Association, Pag Skrivenac, and they have been producing Pag cheese now for 3 years. They had the opportunity to turn their grandmother's home into a lovely apartment with, for tourists. They have a fantastic sea view, as you can see, but they decided instead that they wanted to go back to the family traditions dating back centuries. They have 180 sheep of their own, and they're making the most fantastic Pag cheese. They're in the 3rd year, and this is the sort of tourism experience you can get at the local family level that makes Croatia so magical. And I absolutely applaud them for not going down the apartment route and the easy money, but making sure that the traditions of Pag stay alive.
And this is for my godfather.
Okay.
He will have in 10 days 70th birthday,
Okay.
70. And so I make 5 kilo of cheese.
Wow, what a nice gift.
Now it's a little more, but a little less. But let's see how much. I didn't even see. In start it was 5 kilos. Now it's 4.
Okay.
So 1 kilogram.
It's already gone.
Yeah. But that's normal.
Thank you. Honestly, you've really warmed me with this story. I love these small family businesses that are trying to keep the
Thank you
traditions
for
going.
coming.
And
Thank you for coming.
what a fantastic product as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
If ever there were 2 things that define an island, it would be the island of Pag, wind and salt. This is one of the most incredible vistas you'll ever see around. And you have world-class cheese here, which is protected, and the salt really goes into that. You have fantastic lamb again, but also you have the biggest salt works in the whole of Croatia, dating back in the records to 999 AD, but going back to the Roman times. And it was actually the only salt works in the Venetian Empire at one point that was kept open. And it has a really unique topography. Behind me is the Adriatic, in the very, very long bay of Pag. It's very, very shallow, it's warmer, it's a lot purer, and at certain times then they open this gate here, and you can see the seawater's coming in, and behind us we have 400 hectares of pans where the salt will be produced. So this is the first stage of production, a very, very ancient tradition, and a very important part of not only gastronomy and tourism, but life on the island of Pag. Fantastic. A tale of 2 salt pans and historic towns in Croatia. Further down the coast, you'll come to the town of Ston at the gates of Pelješac, where you have the longest fortified walls in Europe, I think 5.5 kilometers. And these were built, stone went up to protect the walled city of Dubrovnik because of the salt pans there. That was all the income there was 35% of the Republic of Dubrovnik came from those salt mines. And here we have the wonderful town of Pag, which in the 15th century was founded, and the 16th century had historic walls just like Dubrovnik. And behind me we have the storage for the salt pans of Pag. But rather than protecting the city itself, they tore down all the walls of the town because they needed more storage space. And so behind here you have 9 more magazines, and these were all full in time.
Welcome to the Museum of Salt. My name is David, and salt is actually a big part of Pag history. Without salt, there wouldn't be any of Pag. Everything you see surrounding you, even this building, was built with the money they got from the salt, selling it and providing it for everybody in Europe. It's approximately 700,000 tons of salt per harvest, and you had three harvesters a year. But one fun fact about salt is it was a currency. 1 kilogram of salt was equal to 1 kilogram of gold, and we have it here. That yellow paper, it's called assignat. So if I gave you a payment in salt, you would say it salarium. That's the Latin word for saying getting paid in salt. English word salary comes from the word salarium.
So in addition to the world-class cheese and the excellent salt story and the UNESCO lace, Pag is also very, very famous for its lamb. Has the best lamb in Croatia, they say. And you need to come to a destination to learn the little nuances between different parts of the destination. And we're here with Martina, who's from the town of Pag. She married a lovely young man from Novalja, which is just a few kilometers away. Pag's actually in Dalmatia, and Novalja's, despite being on the same island, is in a different county. And your husband had never had lamb like this, and this is tradition. Can you explain the difference and that story about it?
Yes, he never ate a lamb before. He came to my house for Vela Gospa, for our big holiday.
August 15 holiday. Yeah.
Yes, August 15 holiday. And then we had a family lunch, and then I told to him we will have lamb on grill. On grill? Well, it's so chewy. I have never eaten that before. And then I said, just try, believe me. It's very tasty, and since then he adores lamb on grill. Yes, but it's a specialty of Pag Town.
Pag Town.
Yes.
And so you managed to convince him about the lamb. Is he a man that follows everything you say in life?
Not really. But for the food, I have a very good taste in food.
Yeah.
As you can see. So he follows me, yes, regarding food.
And the wine, we have a Merlot, which is local. Tell us about that.
It's from our local winery, Vino Otoka Paga. Great people, great producers, and great wine.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And now we have to eat this, unfortunately.
And now we have to cheers.
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 One of the many interesting things about this very unusual island is that half of it is in Dalmatia and half of it is in Lika County. So administratively, they're divided. We're here at the 15th meridian, and this is accepted as the border between Dalmatia and civilization. And here we are now facing towards Pag, where we've just had this incredible grilled lamb. So we are feeling lots of love towards that. And we're coming back into Dalmatia, and just one more fascinating thing about this really fascinating island. And here we have, this monument was put there in 1970. Between a Občina in Austria and the union from the Skupina here in Pag. So, and we've just been washing it away to get the words, because it was all covered in salt, as is much of this beautiful island. Jedan baškotin, molim vas. Hvala puno. What an amazing way to buy bread. That's just like, so this is hard. So because things used to have to be preserved for sailors and so on, and then you dip this in wine and things like that. And this is incredibly fresh. And I'm not going to share. Paul. Paul.
Very important lady. She keeps everything tidy.
Probably the most incredible thing I've seen so far on this trip to Pag is in the monastery here. We're on the top floor in this very atmospheric room with lots of paintings. There's a Bellini over here, and here is what is, I'd never heard of this, but This is one of the 4 authenticated thorns in the crown of the crucifixion of Jesus. And the story starts in 1435 when a Pag pilgrim came back to the island. He had the thorn in his leg to avoid detection from the Ottoman Empire. He gave it to his sister and told him what it was and that she should keep it guarded in a room with 4 keys from various different people within the town, from the sister of the monastery, from the mayor and so on. And that on the first week of May she should have a procession when everybody from the town could see this thorn. And this was a time when a lot of towns had different objects that they claimed as sacred elements, toes and fingers and stuff like that. And there were various papal commissions from the Vatican that went round authenticating whether or not these things were true. And this one here, on 3 separate occasions, they had 3 visits. It was given authenticity in the 18th century. And today, apparently, there are only 4 that have been authenticated. There's possibly many more around that have not been authenticated, 2 of which are in Notre Dame in France, in Paris, 1 of which is in Rome, and 1 of which is here on the island of Pag. And you're free to visit the museum. It's a very, very interesting place. Or, even more special, come on May the 4th, because this is when that procession, which started way back then, still goes on today. And it's a really interesting chance to see very unique parts of Pag culture and also a very, very interesting part of religious tourism as well. Dobar dan. While Pag is known for its sort of gastronomy with its lamb, its cheese and its salt protected as agricultural products, it also has its own UNESCO protected heritage, which is its famous lace from the Benedictine nuns initially. There are only 3 places in the whole of Croatia, Lepoglava up in Varaždin County, Dalmatia and the town of Pag, which have this UNESCO protection. And this is a tradition which lives on today and has been very, very significant in the growth of the town. Behind me you see all these young ladies. This is taken from 1937. Employment options and life options were very, very limited on the island. A lot of the women were either having lots of children looking after them, or they were working and supporting the men in the salt pans. So that was a very, very unforgiving existence. And there was the option of learning how to make lace. And so this school opened in 1907. It was a 3-year program. And so for the women, it was a chance to make money. It was a chance to preserve their looks and keep their hands a little bit finer. Today, that tradition continues. In school here, you have the chance to learn lace for a year at school. And also, it's very nice in this Dalmatian community that a lot of the young kids are learning how to make lace with their grandmothers, just to spend time with their grandmothers, and there's that generational gap which helps to keep the traditions alive. When you come into the Old Town, do not miss on the main square, just on the right as you come in, as part of the Duke's Palace, is this wonderful lace museum where you can have a guided tour and where you can learn a lot about the history of lace in this fantastic town. The best time to come to Pag for lace is this year is on June the 18th to 21st. It's the 15th edition of the Pag Lace Festival. And this is a town when you can really see the magnificence of the lace of Pag. And it's well worth a visit. Croatia is an incredible country where there are so many traditions from village to village and a lot of traditional costumes. One of the most distinctive in the whole country is from Pag. And here today we have Vedrana and Igor, who've kindly dressed up in the traditional Pag costume, and I mean, this is unbelievable. This is Vedrana. She's going to explain a little bit about the costume and how long it takes to put this on. This must be interesting.
Well, so basically it depends how long it takes me to get dressed. Sometimes I can do it in 30 minutes and sometimes I can do it in an hour and a half. It depends. But it has a lot of parts, this national wear. So that's mostly the problem. So if something is not ironed or something like that, it takes longer. But when you get used to it, you can be very fast. I am the professional, so. The hat, well, we don't call it a hat, we call it pokrivaca. Okay. And it's starched basically, so that's why it stands like this. And I don't do it. There's like a few women in the town that do it and that are very good at it. So it's a whole process. It can't be starched too little or too much. So you really have to know what you're doing.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah, oh my God, I wear it a lot. Not everyone wears it all the time, but I wear it a lot, really. Maybe for like all the most important holidays and stuff like that, like Christmas. I wore it for Easter last. We have this Vela Gospa, you know it.
On August 15th.
Yes, yes, that's when a lot of women wear it. We also have days in the summer that we like walk around town for guests or tourists to see. So yeah, we wear it a lot.
How long have you been dancing?
20-25 godina plešem, znači u folkloru sam toliko dugo i plešemo dva plesa, po starinski i po paški. Uvijek ta dva plesa su i normalno da se oblačimo u nošnju za neke prigode, praznike, Vela Gospa, karneval, ne? Karneval i tako ine momente koje, evente i tako da trebaju. Počeo sam u 8. razredu, to je negdje 13 godina, 14.
One of the great things about Croatia is there is a lot of local pride and local interpretation of various different dishes. And here we have what some might call tiramisu, but here on Pag we call it pashki tiramisu because we have
skuta instead of mascarpone and bashkotini instead of biscotti.
Let's see if it was worth the effort, because tiramisu is a pretty good dish. Very good. Everything on this island is extreme. The nature, the excellent food, and also the outdoor activities. As well as being a gastronomic destination, Pag is developing a really, really good reputation now as a place for outdoor activity with trails, with biking routes, and various different trail races happening all over the island. And we're here just above Pag. I've been told I was going out for a very gentle stroll on a Saturday morning. Here is Alan, who's doing amazing things. He is the man who's been building trails all around Pag. His first one started in 2019. Tell us a little bit about starting the trail and what tourists can expect here.
Počeo sam raditi staze 2019. godine. Razlog je bio kako sam planinar i obišao sam dosta europskih vrhova, europskih zemalja, vidio sam kako to tamo funkcionira. Dakle, uvijek mi je bila želja nešto tako prenijeti i na moj otok. Tako da je nastala u dogovoru s tadašnjim vodstvom turističke zajednice Pag je nastala moja ideja da se napravi staza, prva staza Sveti Jure. Naravno, poslije su došle još neke druge staze na red, staza Zaton, Mikula, odvojici sa tih staza. I tu se tih nekoliko staza je postalo kompleks staza, sada je popularna i poznata pod nazivom druga strana mjeseca. Na tim stazama ljudi zaista svašta mogu vidjeti i doživjeti pozitivno naravno, jer teren je takav da svaki korak donosi nešto novo. Vrlo je različito od staza koja hodaju vaplinačkim krajolikom do staza koja ulaze u pjesak, pjeskoviti krajoli, prekrasne su uvale, prekrasna je naravno boja mora, to je turkizno more čisto. Ljudi koji god hodali su tih stazama su otišli sa Paga oduševljeni.
Super, yeah. And there's a really nice cooperation with the Pag Tourist Board, and so every weekend there is guided trails and so on like that. So contact the Pag Tourist Board for that. But eat well, but get out here and enjoy this nature. You've never seen anywhere like this, and I'm not an athlete, as you know, but I've had a really, really enjoyable time here. An exhausting but highly exhilarating tour through these trails, and I mean, I've never seen any sort of landscape like this, and great company. Alan was an incredible guy, taking us through all the poisonous snakes, which we managed to avoid. And here we are now, and we're at the crossroads really. Pag, Sveti Jure and Zaton. The only question is, which one is closest to the pub? Go.
For 1 hour.
1 hour? I feel deceived. I came here to just eat lamb and drink good wine, and here I am in the middle of nowhere, 1 hour from the pub. What kind of destination is this? This is supposed to be a tourist destination. Earn it? I'm on my knees here. What an incredible 48 hours. I came expecting to find a historic town with some great food and a couple of stories, but I'm going away with really a much better understanding of this wonderful town which dates back over 800 years. The stories of the salt, the cheese, the lamb, they're all there for everyone to see, but this religious tourism was particularly interesting to me, as was the activities out there hiking on these incredible trails and the beauty of this island. If you get off the beaten path, it's absolutely staggering. It's like nothing else I've seen anywhere in Croatia or possibly anywhere else. It's really interesting. But also the characters. Everybody we met here has got a story, it's got a joke, and it feels like a community. It's a very welcoming place for foreigners, I found, and I can't wait to come back and get into the social life here, because there are some really beautiful people, and as a place to come and visit to see a little bit of what Dalmatia once was, the town of Pag still has it, and the island itself has got so much to offer that is very unique. But come around the town, it's in these beautiful streets and talk to the people, talk to the locals. It's definitely something very different in terms of vibe than I've met in other parts of Croatia. There are some civilizations on the planet which are very sophisticated, and there are some that have worked out that simplicity is the best thing necessary. And here we are in Dalmatia, and we're with the amazing Branimir here, who is the owner of Novalja, and we're in the old town of Pag, and I just actually asked him a simple question: how many people live here? And he started off with a number of 487. He quickly caved and came down to 244, and then he said, we have kind of a census. And he ran into his bar and he brought out this piece of paper. And he said, we were quite drunk one night, and so we drew a map of the old town. Here's the main square. Here are all the different streets. And because we know everybody, we actually wrote down how many people live on each street. And you go around the corner here, around the marina, and the final number is how much? 244. 244. So the official census, according to Branimir at Novalja, is 244 people live. And I defy you to find a sophisticated civilization that can come up with a more accurate number than that.